This is Pro Series Off Topic.
Welcome back to Pro Series Off Topic. This is episode 46, and as you can see, this is going to be a straight audio podcast. Just not feeling it today, but you got back from Vegas the other day and a little under the weather, so we are going to do just audio-based, but we are going to talk about the trip a little bit. If you didn't follow me, KBIS was just last week. It was a great week, but it always feels like in Vegas you're there for only a couple of days, but it feels like you're there for a whole month. I don't know what they pump in the air over there in the casinos and just Las Vegas in general, but it honestly feels like I was there for a month and still trying to recover from that. But we're going to talk about one thing here in Off Topic that I did in Vegas that was pretty amazing. It's called The Sphere. If you are living in a bubble and you have not been on social media in the past year, Vegas made a new arena, I guess you would call it. It is U2 was the very first music group to be in it, but I went to go see it for a show called Postcard to Earth. It was created the arena itself opened up last September. It was a $2.3 billion investment. The group that made it is called KBIS. They created many different arenas, stadiums all around the world. Some of the Wrigley Field renovations, that new soccer stadium in Nashville. It just, the list goes on, and they're a really cool group to read about and learning about. But The Sphere, if you have not seen it, I will be posting a video on social media. Again, the videos that are already on social media are a little bit better. It's so hard to actually show a really good video of it because of how big the screen is. It is a big giant sphere, and inside it's also a sphere, so you're sitting on one side of the sphere and the screen kind of goes all the way up around you, kind of what you think of as in an IMAX theater. It was pretty cool. It starts out with a small screen, kind of goes out to Earth and kind of gives pictures, and there's a storyline to it. I don't want to give it away just in case you go to see it, but definitely worth it. There is some cool air that's spitting at you, kind of makes you feel like you're flying through the air kind of deal. But it's definitely worth the investment to go. It wasn't that bad. Definitely get your tickets ahead of time. It was definitely not sold out, but it was definitely, the good seats were taken up. So go check that out. It was very, very, very well worth it. And let's get into new country music. And again, before we jump into the new country music, head over to my social media, Eric Dillman Designs, to check out that video. And let's get into some new music. This week, Casey Musgraves came out with another song called Too Good to Be True off of her upcoming album, Deeper Well. I think so far this is the best song out of the two that she has already released. Deeper Well was good. I just don't think it was like a single that would get sent to country radio, but Too Good to Be True is definitely by far the best. Keith Urban came out with another song, Messed Up As Me. I think this new era or new chapter of Keith Urban music is really doing well. I think his last era kind of didn't hit as well, and I think this one will do so much better, so go check that one out. Kane Brown came out with a Spanish song. I think we just talked about last week, Miranda Lambert and Enrique Iglesias coming out with a song, and then Carrie came out with a song back in 2020, and Brett Eldridge came out with another Spanish version of First Noel, I believe. And this one is pretty much fully in Spanish on the other guy's part. It's Karen Leon and Kane Brown. Kane Brown's is in English. It's a pretty good song, but the beginning's like a rap country sound, but in Spanish. So I don't know if I really like that, but I do like Kane Brown's part. Go check that out. Carly Pearce announced her upcoming album, Hummingbird. Hummingbird, to me, is an okay song. Maybe it will grow on me, but so far, this new chapter of music for her is just not hitting it for me. I mean, that song with Chris Stapleton, just so slow. I feel like everything she's been coming out with is just so slow. I want her to go back to a little bit what she was doing off of her second album. Scotty McCreery came out with or announced his next album, Rise and Fall, and came out with a song called Slow Dance. He's really hitting hard with these kind of love songs, which I think is his groove and what people are really gravitating towards. So definitely a good song. Ryan Hurd came out with a new song called Midwest Rock and Roll. Very cool sound. I think he is kind of jumping on that Hardy bandwagon and kind of taking a turn into the rock side of country music and really kind of exploring that. It sounds awesome, and he's an artist that feel like is very underrated, and I feel like he doesn't get appreciated. He's only had that number one with his now ex-wife Maren Morris, Chasing After You, and I feel like he should have had a couple more in his under his belt. Last up is Cassie Ashton, another underrated artist, but just really hasn't released a song that really made it far. And this one's called Cold Crazy. It's not her best. She definitely has some good ones. Check out if you want to go down a deep dive of Cassie Ashton. She has a song called Drop Top with Keith Urban off of his, I think it was like 2016 or 2017 album. Go check that out. But let's get into country music media base chart. This week, number 5, Thomas Rhett and Morgan Wallen with Mama's House. It's been a while since Morgan Wallen's been in the top 5, and I mean, it's been a while, probably a month, because he is right behind number 5 with number 8 with Eric Church with Man Made a Bar. I believe this was probably his last song off of that record-breaking album. But number 4, Hardy with Truck Bed. Kane Brown is number 3 with I Can Feel It. Number 2 this week, which was number 1 last week, Cody Johnson, The Painter. Actually, he wasn't number 1 last week. He was on number 1 on the air chart. And number 1 this week, who was number 2 last week, is Warren Zyder with Pretty Little Poison. That's all we have this week. Again, make sure you head over to Eric Dillman Designs on social media. Check out my Sphere video and any of the other content that I've been posting throughout the week. Another new Pro Series coming out this week with a designer. Kind of getting back to the design guests. So go check that out and hope you have a great rest of the week.